When it comes to relationships, a simple yet powerful concept can change everything: neediness. Imagine that for a long time you've heard the phrase, "Ignore her, and she will chase you." You've tried it, but nothing changed. What's happening? The mistake is not in the phrase, but in the understanding of it. This idea touches on a deep truth in female psychology. You might be wondering, but what does it really mean to be needed? The answer is simple yet unsettling. Neediness repels women, and most men often embody this trait. What you don't realize is that neediness doesn't just manifest in extreme behaviors, but also in small attitudes. It's all about the dynamics of the relationship and how you position yourself within it. What you do, how you act, all of this communicates your confidence or insecurity. The truth is, the more you invest without return, the less attractive you become. If you can change this dynamic, you can spark genuine interest. Stay alert, because understanding this can transform your interactions. The key lies in how you see yourself and communicate, and this will start to change everything around you. The nature of neediness. Neediness is something that permeates our lives, and when it comes to relationships, it can manifest in subtle ways. Many times, men don't realize that certain behaviors can be interpreted as clinginess. This can include how they communicate, how often they text, or even small gestures of affection. This clinginess, when evident, can make a woman uncomfortable and cause her to pull away. The ideal is to understand this dynamic so that interactions can be more balanced. Understanding the nature of neediness also involves recognizing that we all have our insecurities. However, when a man acts overly needy, it can be a sign that he isn't completely comfortable with himself. This lack of confidence can be perceived by women who, in turn, may feel attracted to men who demonstrate security and self-assurance. Therefore, it's essential for men to work on their self-esteem and learn to balance their emotional needs. Additionally, neediness can manifest in validation issues. If a man constantly seeks a woman's approval, it can be interpreted as a lack of self-confidence. Ideally, each person should maintain their individuality, and the relationship should be a space for mutual growth, without the pressure to meet each other's expectations. This understanding helps create a healthier environment where both can feel comfortable expressing their feelings without fear of judgment. Finally, it's important to note that neediness isn't inherently negative. We all need love and acceptance. However, the way this need is expressed can make all the difference in interactions. The key is to find a healthy balance where both needs can be met, without creating a dynamic of dependence. Self-confidence and emotional independence are essential for building lasting and satisfying relationships. Relationship dynamics. The power dynamics in relationships is a fascinating and complex aspect. Often, this dynamic is influenced by the emotional and material investment each partner brings to the relationship. When a man demonstrates confidence in his actions and words, it can enhance his attractiveness. However, if he appears overly available or willing to do anything to please, he may end up disrupting this dynamic, making the woman feel in control. Attraction is often linked to how each person positions themselves in the relationship. A man who presents himself confidently and isn't afraid to establish his own needs tends to be more attractive. On the other hand, when he places himself second, it can lead to a perception of weakness. Women generally seek partners who can provide a sense of stability and security, which is closely tied to how the power dynamic is established. Additionally, emotional investment plays a crucial role. If a man invests heavily in a relationship without receiving the same in return, he may end up feeling frustrated. This frustration, in turn, can manifest in behaviors that push his partner away. It's vital that both sides find a healthy balance where investment is mutual and reciprocal. Open and honest communication is key to maintaining this dynamic at a healthy level. When both are willing to discuss their needs and expectations, it's easier to create a balanced relationship. This doesn't mean there won't be challenges, but that both will be better prepared to face them together. The key is to remember that the relationship should be a partnership, not a competition. Finally, understanding the power dynamics can help men become more aware of their actions and behaviors. This not only enhances attraction, but also strengthens the emotional bond between partners. A healthy relationship is one where both feel valued and respected, and understanding this dynamic is an important step in that process. Subcommunication. Subcommunication is a concept that many men may not be familiar with, but plays a crucial role in attraction. Essentially, it refers to what is not said but is perceived through gestures, posture, and facial expressions. For example, a man who stands tall, makes eye contact, and speaks clearly can convey confidence, even without saying a word. This confidence is attractive and can make women feel more drawn to him. Subcommunication is especially important because often words alone are insufficient to express feelings. A man who is genuinely comfortable in his own skin tends to reflect this in his posture and behavior. On the contrary, if he is nervous or feeling needy, this can subtly but perceptibly come across. Women are quite intuitive and can pick up on these nuances, which can directly influence their attraction. Differentiating between behaviors that reveal neediness and those that express security is crucial. For instance, a man who constantly seeks validation through compliments may seem clingy, while one who feels good about himself and doesn't worry about seeking approval tends to be more attractive. This internal security can be a significant differentiator in social and romantic interactions. Furthermore, subcommunication isn't limited to just body language. The tone of voice and the way a man communicates also affect the perception of attraction. A firm and clear tone can convey confidence, while a hesitant tone may suggest uncertainty. Therefore, it's important for men to be mindful not just of what they say, but also of how they say it. Finally, working on subcommunication can be a powerful way to enhance interactions with women. This involves becoming more aware of oneself and how others perceive you. With practice and self-awareness, it's possible to develop a presence that exudes confidence and attraction, thus creating deeper and more meaningful connections. Attraction based on status. Female attraction to men who demonstrate high self-esteem and options is a theme rooted in evolutionary psychology. Since ancient times, women have tended to feel attracted to men who exhibit security, power, and status. This is due to a variety of factors that are ultimately linked to survival and reproduction. Men who present themselves confidently and have options are often seen as more desirable. This attraction isn't limited to social or financial status. The way a man presents himself and interacts with the world around him plays a crucial role. Men with good self-esteem typically emit an energy that attracts women. They not only feel good about themselves, but also convey this confidence to those around them, creating a cycle of positive attraction. Evolution also plays an important role in this dynamic. Women, throughout history, have been conditioned to seek partners who can provide security and stability. This doesn't mean they only look for rich or powerful men, but rather those who demonstrate qualities indicating their ability to care for and protect. Men who have a wide social circle and a life rich in experiences tend to be perceived as more attractive. Moreover, attraction based on status can manifest in how a man treats others. Those who are respectful and kind to people around them, regardless of their status, are usually more attractive. This not only demonstrates self-confidence, but also a strong character, which is a trait valued by women. Ultimately, understanding that female attraction can be influenced by a range of factors, including status and self-esteem, is essential for men looking to improve their interactions. This doesn't mean they should change who they are, but rather focus on developing their qualities and presenting themselves authentically. True attraction comes from a place of self-knowledge and security, and this is always perceived by women. Levels of neediness. The levels of neediness in men vary widely, and this is something women can easily perceive. There are those who are always seeking attention, exhibiting a constant need for validation. These men tend to exhibit needy behavior, which can be a significant warning sign for women. They often feel the need to take care of these individuals, but this can end up being exhausting. What happens is that the more needy someone appears, the less attractive they become. On the other hand, there are men who manage to balance their emotional needs without seeming desperate. They show interest, but maintain a posture of security and self-confidence. This confidence is attractive because it shows that they have a sense of self-worth. Women usually feel attracted to men who do not seem to need them to feel complete. This creates a healthier and more interesting dynamic in the relationship. At the other end of the spectrum, we have men who show no need whatsoever. They are so self-assured that they can appear indifferent. This lack of need can be interpreted in various ways. Some women might find these men intriguing, while others might interpret them as distant or cold. The important thing is that these men know they have options, which makes them attractive to many women. The perception of levels of need can also change depending on the context. For example, in social situations, needier men may end up standing out, but not for the right reasons. Women may notice this neediness and distance themselves, even if they initially seem interested. Therefore, understanding where to position oneself on this spectrum is essential for creating genuine connections. In conclusion, levels of need are a determining factor in interactions between men and women. The more aware a man is of his own neediness, the easier it will be for him to navigate relationships and attract partners who are genuinely interested in him. Behaviors to avoid. There are several behaviors that men should avoid to not seem needy. One of the most common is overdoing gestures of affection. While it's normal to express affection, when done excessively, it can come off as forced. Women may perceive this as a desperate attempt to gain their attention and, as a result, pull away. Balance is key, and it is essential to know when and how to show affection. Another behavior to avoid is excessive messaging or calling. In the early stages of a relationship, this can be interpreted as a need for validation. Women generally prefer partners who maintain a sense of mystery and healthy space in communication. If a man shows that he is always available, it can create the impression that he has no other options, which can be a major turnoff. Insecurity can also manifest in various ways. For example, repeatedly asking what the woman is thinking or feeling can be a sign of neediness. While it's important to communicate, insistence can come off as desperation. A man who appears secure and trusts what the woman feels tends to be more attractive and interesting. It's also important to avoid comparisons with other men. When a man starts mentioning other potential suitors or comparing himself to them, it can create discomfort. The focus should be on the connection between the two, not on who is better or worse. Such comments can convey a sense of insecurity that is definitely not attractive. Lastly, behaviors that involve begging for attention or validation should be avoided at all costs. This can include lamenting about a lack of interest or trying to convince the woman to feel attracted. The ideal is to maintain a self-confident posture, showing that the relationship should be a mutual choice and not an imposition. Hunter mindset. Shifting the mindset from "I want to please" to "I want to evaluate" can be a game changer in interactions between men and women. When a man adopts a mindset of evaluation, he begins to see the woman not just as a prize to be won, but as a partner with whom he is interested in building something. This change in perspective brings more balance to the relationship and allows both parties to truly show themselves without external pressures. This evaluative mindset also makes the man more selective in his choices. Instead of submitting to any type of approval, he starts to consider whether the woman is genuinely compatible with him. This not only boosts his self-esteem, but also makes the interaction more authentic. Women tend to notice this type of attitude and often feel more attracted to men who know what they want. Moreover, by adopting this mindset, the man distances himself from the trap of neediness. He does not feel the need to please at all costs, which can lead to excessive behavior or even emotional exhaustion. Instead, he allows himself to be more authentic and genuine, which usually results in more meaningful and lasting interactions. The change in mindset can also influence how women react. When a man demonstrates that he is not desperate for attention, it can create an air of mystery and challenge. Women often feel attracted to this type of man, as he stands out in a crowd of men who, out of insecurity, seek only to please. This hunter and prey dynamic can be very powerful. Finally, this new mindset helps establish a relationship of equality. The man who evaluates does not see the woman as a conquest, but as a partner. This more balanced view can lead to healthier and more satisfying relationships, where both feel valued and respected. Effects of behavior on female interest. When discussing female interest, it is essential to understand that the effort and emotional investment a man puts into an interaction can have direct effects on how the woman perceives him. Many times, men believe that the more they put in, the more attractive they will become in her eyes. However, this logic can be somewhat misleading. What truly matters is the quality of that effort, not the quantity. Often, the intensity of emotional investment can make the woman perceive a certain desperation, which can drive her away instead of attracting her. Moreover, balance is fundamental. If a man dedicates himself excessively from the outset, he may end up conveying a message of neediness, which is not very appealing in the end. Women tend to value men who can maintain a certain emotional distance, at least initially. This does not mean being indifferent, but rather showing that there is a healthy balance between giving and receiving. Thus, a more subtle and gradual emotional investment can be much more effective than an avalanche of attention right off the bat. Another important point to consider is that, in many situations, less is more. When a man tries too hard to impress, he can end up appearing insecure. This insecurity can manifest in exaggerated actions, like frequent calls or constant messaging. The ideal is for men to feel comfortable expressing themselves, but without seeming like they are seeking approval at all costs. This more relaxed and carefree approach can be much more attractive and interesting to women. The perception of attraction is also linked to the idea that a man who does not try so hard may be seen as someone who has other options. This perception can, paradoxically, increase female interest. When a woman feels that a man is comfortable in his own skin and does not need her to feel complete, it sparks curiosity and attraction. It's a balancing act where confidence and security are key to maintaining interest. Ultimately, success in romantic interactions does not rely solely on what a man does, but also on how he does it. Behavior that demonstrates security, combined with an emotional investment that is not overwhelming, can create a positive dynamic. Thus, the focus should be on building a genuine connection where the woman feels valued, but without it feeling like pressure or excessive effort. This type of approach not only maintains interest, but also helps solidify a healthier and more balanced relationship. And thus, we come to the end of this episode. Remember, understanding female psychology is a path full of learning. What did you think about the issue of neediness? Have you ever found yourself in situations where you felt you were trying too hard? This is the time to reflect and change your approach. Think about the difference between being a man who seeks approval and one who values himself. Which of the two do you truly want to be? What can you do today to show that you have options? The key to attracting women lies in how you position yourself. And if this mindset shift seems challenging, don't worry. We're in this journey together. Share your experiences in the comments. I want to know how you handle neediness in interactions. This can help others also understand this game better. Don't forget to leave your like and subscribe because there's much more content coming up. Each video is a new opportunity for growth. Until next time, and remember, what you transmit is just as important as what you say. Stay tuned because transformation starts now.